Well, congratulations on being at Boise State. This is a tremendous honor, and it speaks to your abilities as leaders. Each and every one of you is here because you have been identified as the best and the brightest at leadership in your hometowns. That is quite an accomplishment, and this is quite an opportunity. This is an opportunity to stretch and grow, because I would venture to say in most of your cases, you have probably never been surrounded by as many people with as much natural ability as you have, as you are at this very moment. Now that is somewhat daunting, and get used to it, because as you grow up, as you continue to climb the ladder of success, you're going to find that you're surrounded by more and more people with natural abilities that amaze you. And it can be a scary thing. It can be a scary thing when you're used to being the guy that everybody looks to automatically, and everybody pats you on the back because you're so great. And you are. Don't let it scare you. Let it challenge you, and let it embolden you to become better, to grow. That's how we grow, is going through the process where we're challenged and we rise to the occasion. So I want to talk to you about leadership today. But I'm going to ask you some questions. I want to know what you think a leader is. Anybody, raise your hand, tell me. See somebody right there. Yeah, somebody that gets a group of followers to a desired destination. Absolutely.
One that fights for what he believes in, no matter what.
Yeah, a leader has principle that he or she is willing to fight for, and is willing to find sometimes creative, sometimes gutty ways to advance those principles. Yeah. Yeah, somebody who listens to other people. Certainly a trait all leaders need to possess is to be a listener. Because while everybody in here is a leader, all of you at times in your life are going to be a part of a group where you're not the leader. If you're not, something's wrong. That means that you have a problem being a team player. So don't be the person that has to lead everything. And when you are not the leader of a group, the type of group usually that we respond well to, the type of leadership from somebody else that we respond well to, is when we feel our opinions are valued and heard by leaders. So absolutely, a leader is one who listens. Let me have one more. Yeah, somebody that sets an example that's worthy to be followed. Absolutely. A leader can be many, many different things, and there are many people that define it different ways. I've heard it defined simply as, I know it when I see it before. And that's not a definition that tells me a whole lot, but it is a definition that I can buy. Because leaders manifest themselves in so many different forms. It's impossible to label one type of effective leader. So I know it when I see it. Is instructive in that it tells me a leader can be many different things, but I can identify leadership when I'm seeing it or experiencing it. The definition I like the most is a leader is somebody who is going somewhere who has one or more people that are willing to follow him. And that's a very, very broad definition. I think that is the essence of leadership, though. A lot of times we have a discussion about management and leadership. Every organization needs good management to thrive, but I believe there is a fundamental difference in management and leadership. Management, attention to detail, making sure all tasks are completed in an orderly manner. All of these things are important, and your organization won't succeed without sound management. But I believe it misses a fundamental component of leadership to characterize management as leadership. And that is, first and foremost, a leader is somebody who is going somewhere. So I'm going to give you my 5 C's of leadership today. First C is courage. It takes a lot of courage to articulate a vision to a group of people and to ask them to go with you. Why do you think it takes courage to articulate a vision and ask people to follow you? You can be shot down. Yeah, everybody's got their own opinion. Even the people that are the very best and the brightest, and the people that, we'll argue over subjects. Absolutely. Everybody in a group has a different opinion about what is best. We are all unique, and most of the time you find disagreements in a group are not related so much to people being mean-spirited and just wanting to fight about things as they are, each and every one of us has our own unique point of view. And it's very, very hard to give up some of our point of view for the good of the group. So absolutely, one of the things that makes it hard to articulate a vision and ask somebody to follow you on that vision is people will try to shoot it down. People will share opinions different to the opinion you've shared, sometimes in a hostile or combative way. What's another reason it's hard to share a vision and ask somebody to follow? Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. When an organization struggles, it may start with the merit of an idea, but often it becomes personal. It can, in a really toxic environment, it can become a personal attack against you, and certainly that's something that is scary. I think the hardest thing is the fear of the unknown. The fact that when you articulate a vision, there is no guarantee that you're going to be successful. If there was a guarantee that you were going to be successful, there would be no need to articulate a vision. Everybody would just do it because it's the obvious right choice and the right thing to do. In leadership, there is no guarantee of success. And I will tell you in my own experiences, having had many leadership failures, the most disappointing experience is not when I articulate a vision or run an idea up a flagpole and can't find anybody to salute it. That hurts. It stings a little bit. Or somebody else offers an idea that's different and the discussion goes in a different direction. Nobody likes that. But that is not the most deflating experience in leadership. The most deflating experience in leadership is when you articulate a vision. You get a group to buy into the vision, and they give it their all, and you don't succeed. When you're at the end, after you've convinced a group of people to go with you, and it ends in one big, fantastic failure for all of you, that is the hardest day for a leader to get right back up and keep going. So it takes courage. Courage is what gives us the start in a direction for a leader that I believe is fundamental to what a leader is. But it's not just courage, because what's the second part of the definition? Anybody remember the second part of the definition? Leaders going someplace and, has one or more people that are willing to follow. The old saying is, if you're going somewhere and there's nobody following, that's not leadership. That's just a guy taking a walk. So by definition, there has to be at least one person that says, I want to be led by you. How do you do that? Well, I think it is essential for you to establish credibility. Again, get back to the success proposition. Why do we go? Why do we go as followers? And all of you, to be well-rounded leaders, need to be learning to be good followers as well. What inspires you to follow somebody when they articulate a vision? When they believe in themselves. Absolutely. And fundamentally, we go because there's an opportunity to succeed at doing something. There's an opportunity to make something better. An opportunity to have a success. Well, credibility is the foundation of that. What we're buying into is yes, an idea that we believe in, but the opportunity to achieve the idea we believe in. If I am not a credible figure, I can articulate an idea that you may think makes sense and is an idea you believe in all I want, but you're not going with me if you think I'm leading you to a path either of destruction or just ineptitude. So what is credibility, and how do we define it? Somebody want to give credibility a stab? Somebody else. You've answered a bunch of them. Yeah. Somebody you can depend on. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, somebody that will do what they say they're going to do. If they tell you, you can take it to the bank. You know they're at least going to give it their all. Dependability. I believe credibility is 1 part competence and 1 part character. That's our next 2 C's. Competence. You think the person is actually capable of doing what they say they can do, what they're asking you to do. I don't know about you, but if I don't believe somebody's minimally competent, that is the end of the conversation about me going where they're going. Because I don't want the experience of the bitterness of failure, the embarrassment about trying to do something I had no business trying to do. So if somebody's not minimally competent, I'm not going there. Now, competence, sure, is part the result of ability. We've established the fact that each and every one of you, by virtue of your being selected to be here, has shown that you have some God-given ability. Congratulations. That is something that either is or it isn't. But that's just the beginning. You've been given an ability that's special and rare to do something. Now, what are you going to do with it? That's where developing that ability becomes critical. And right now you're going through a process where you get more of an opportunity to explore your God-given abilities than perhaps you will ever have at any other time in your life. You get chances to try different activities, try different courses to study, and have an experience where you don't know how something's going to work out. I would recommend to you right now, try anything that is interesting to you from a leadership and knowledge perspective. And by doing that, you'll find the places you have more natural ability, and you'll build knowledge and skill along the way. Which, in addition to your God-given ability, the amount of knowledge and skill that you go out there and develop is what's going to make you competent when you articulate a vision to somebody. It's going to make you the type of person, when you articulate your vision to me, I'm going to say, you know what? This is somebody that's got it together. I want to go where he is going. Character. You can be competent and utterly lacking in character. It is possible. You can be a person that is capable of doing marvelous, impressive things. But if you lack character, I'm not going where you're going. Because it is fundamental to me, if we're going to share this experience where we do something hard, where we might fail, that I'm able to trust you. If I can't trust you, I can't go with you. Now, character is earned. Any of you athletes in here? I figure we might have some athletes. Most of the room. All of you, high achievers in the classroom, no doubt. Whether it be your academic coursework or whether it be athletic pursuits, discipline is a huge part of what you do. You know to make the best grade or to win a starting position on the athletic field, there is a tremendous amount of discipline that goes into that. Character is the exact same way. And I'm going to give you 2 keys to character. If you'll stay focused and disciplined on these 2 things, what you'll find over the long haul is they are the building blocks of character. Be honest and do what you say you will do. Do what you say you'll do. That came up a little earlier, I believe, when we were talking about dependability. Vital. Now, this is common sense. I'm not telling you anything that you haven't been told before. But what I am telling you, if you are honing your craft as a leader, there are going to be so many opportunities where the easy thing to do, it's not going to be to tell a bald-faced lie. There's not many people that will look at you and just tell you an absolute lie. That's more rare than the subtlety of making an excuse, spinning an issue. We got a room full of people that are interested in politics. You're all familiar with the term spin, aren't you? And certainly the packaging of something is important. I'm not telling you that spinning something to your advantage is always a bad thing. But when you are doing it to deceive somebody, it is. My experience is the truth is often hard. When you get right down to the nub of an issue, when things are really, really difficult, there is more often than not a way to play an angle on the truth that suits you, and that's the type of dishonesty that you're going to encounter most in this world. Refrain from it. Discipline yourself not to be the person that does that. And experience by experience, you form a habit where it's just in your part of who you are that you are an honest person. And the people around you will see it. And it's a critical part of your ability to lead. Do what you say you will do. One of the most toxic infections of any organization is a lack of follow-through by the members of the organization. All of you have had this experience, right? Is there anybody that has not had an experience where you're leading a task or you're a part of a task and everybody agrees before you leave the meeting what everybody's going to do, and you get back to the next meeting and some of the stuff just didn't get done? Is there anybody that has not had that experience? Yeah, you will have that experience throughout your life. And there is a temptation to accept that. It's just something that goes on. People say they're going to do stuff all the time, and they don't do it. For high-performing organizations, you can never accept it. And if you're going to be a leader, you can never do it. Do what you say you will do. You be the type of person, whether you are leading the group or whether you are a part of the group, when you say, I got it, everybody knows it's as good as done because you do what you say you will do. And if something happens, for some reason, you're not able to complete the task, go back in an honest manner, tell your group exactly what happens, and make sure that it's the story of you tried, you gave it everything you had, and for one reason or another it didn't happen. That's okay if that happens. But what is not okay is to vouch for it. Say, I got it, and have the uncomfortable experience where you come back to follow up on it, and nobody wants to point out the obvious, which is you said you had it, but it didn't get done. As a leader, lead by example and do what you say you will do, and insist that your group has a culture that recognizes it as well. My final C is credit. Know where the credit belongs. Because your group is going to succeed or fail in its objectives. And as much as you might want it to, it's not going to succeed all the time. If it fails all the time, it's probably not going to be around very long. But you're going to enjoy successes and failures if what you're doing is truly challenging, and you're pushing yourself. As a leader, when there is success, the credit always goes to your organization. And when there were people within the organization that made special effort to ensure that you succeeded, those people need to be recognized and given the credit that they deserve. The credit never goes to you as a leader. One of the quickest ways to tear apart a group that has been successful is the leader gets to the end and they plant the flag and accept the glory for themselves. If you're a part of that group, how is that going to make you feel? It makes every single person in that group feel like they got taken for a ride by the leader. And then you've got a credibility problem. The credit for failures, well, that rests with the leader. One of the unfortunate responsibilities of leadership is when it doesn't go well. We don't make excuses. And we don't start blaming people. Because if you do it, that's going to be the culture of your group. And your group can't succeed if it's a culture of making excuses and blaming each other for everything. I promise you, you're going to turn into a mess in a hurry if the natural response when something doesn't go right is everybody makes excuses and they blame one another. So the responsibility, even if it is not your fault, and there will be many times when it is not your fault, when you have had one of those catastrophes that is really embarrassing to everybody in the organization, it's the responsibility of the leader to get out front, own the mistake. All right, so a leader is somebody that is going somewhere and what? Yeah, has one or more people that is willing to follow. What's our first C? Courage. Courage is what articulates a vision in the direction that we are going. And how do we get people to follow us? What's our second C? Credibility. And credibility is one part what? One part competence and one part character. Boy, y'all are really, really good audience. And what is our final C? Credit. Knowing where to place it. You guys are fantastic. That was a lot to digest, and you all digested it really well. I think we've got a little time left for question and answer.